It didn't really make sense, but that's movies for you.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Charlotte and today we're going to read People We Meet on Vacation and then we're going to watch the movie and we're going to compare, see what we like the most. So usually I like doing reading vlogs spoiler free because that way I feel like more people can enjoy them. But this one is naturally not going to be spoiler free because we're going to talk about the similarities of the book and the movie and all of the fun stuff that happens in between. So what we're going to do is basically I'm gonna read the book on my trusty little e-reader and then we are going to watch the movie. So I'm going to talk about quotes and scenes and everything that I hope makes it into the movie. And I also have my trusty little iPad here where I have my reading journal and everything fun in between so that I can take notes so I can talk with you guys if something happens while I'm not filming. Now here's the thing. I had a rocky start with Emily Henry. I read Beach Read, and because the book was so hyped and I felt like everybody and their mother really enjoyed this book and just it was their favorite read and it's the one they reread, blah 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 blah, I kind of got disappointed in it. It didn't really live up to the standards that I had for it because of the internet. So in this one I just went in completely blindly. I knew nothing. I know now that his name is Alex and her name is Poppy. I know she keeps on saying Alex Nilsson, and I don't know why it's very important to keep on saying his last name, but you know, we're here and maybe he has Scandinavian heritage. What the fuck do I know? I also know that he is very content in his ways, and by that I mean he has, like, his comfort zone feels like it's very small. He likes what he likes and he sticks to it, while she likes to try everything, figure out everything. So her comfort zone is way bigger. Like, she just likes everything, which is a conversation they do have in the car, right? So that's kind of what it is. And what I'm leading up to trying to say by telling you all of this is that the scene in the car when they travel back to Ohio for the first time together, I hope that scene in its like full length kind of gets played out on the screen in some way, shape or form, because I feel like it sets up who she is and it sets up who he is and how, even though they are two completely different people, completely different on both their ends, they still kind of have a connection. They still kind of function together and enjoy each other's company, even though they shouldn't, if that makes sense at all. Probably doesn't, but we're going to try anyways. We're going to try. Yeah. So I hope that shows up. Also, another side note, who hates saxophones that much? When you're like, oh yeah, this song is... No, wait, no, there's a saxophone in this song. Skip. Who hates it that much? Like, what has a saxophone ever done to you? Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe there is like a deep, twisted side quest in this book where we figure out why he hates saxophones. Maybe somebody blew a saxophone in his face when he was a kid and he just doesn't like it. You know, kind of when, if like you like dogs, but then you get bitten by a dog and now you're afraid of dogs. Maybe that's why he doesn't like saxophones. Somebody chucked a saxophone at his face when he was a kid and now he just doesn't like saxophones for that reason. That might be one thing. But yeah, I read 17%. I am about to start chapter 6. I also have the audiobook available, so I am going to do the immersive reading thingy right now because, I don't know, I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy immersive reading. I like reading while somebody's also reading the words to me, especially on days when my brain is super tired like it is today. It feels like I understand the book better. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably not. Okay, we're going to go to reading. And I'm going to stay here in my oversized hoodie, which I love. My mom got it for me for Christmas. Thank you, Mom. I love you. And yeah, reading. Should I get coffee? No, I shouldn't drink coffee in bed. I have a tendency to spill. But if I don't spill, Tom will never know. Okay, I've closed the door, but if you can hear my kid and Tom, they are playing Rocket League. They are thriving, okay? Thank you for asking. I've read a little bit more, and I do have some things that I think can be nice to, I don't know, not necessarily know, but I'm wondering how they're going to do it in the movie. And yes, I could talk about it in like 25% when I'm halfway, but I want to talk about it now because I have to go do stuff afterwards. I have to go do laundry and everything. So I'm just going to do the audiobook, and I'm not bringing you guys with me to the laundry room. So this is like some of the questions that I do have. When we're in a present timeline, Poppy tells us about when Alex met her family for the first time. And sometimes those things are skipped, I feel. Like when you're reading the book and they're talking about something that happened way back when, it's not deemed relevant for the story. But in my mind, because it's the beginning of the relationship and how their relationship evolved and how he handled stuff in a different way than other people used to handle it, that's important for their story and for their friendship and how their friendship evolved, right? I don't really know how they're going to be able to portray it. It could be a voiceover where she tells us what happened and then points out that he reacted differently than everybody else, even if it's them showing, for instance, him meeting her family for the first time, the dog humping his leg, and then when they leave the house, he just goes, "Oh, your parents seem nice." And in the voiceover, she goes that it was different than what she's used to people saying when they come to her house. Or it could just be skipped completely. Because this story, it can be told without making a statement of where that they became friends closer to adulthood. They could make it seem like they have been friends for freaking ever. But I hope they don't do that. But I think that's going to be the easy way out of it. But I mean, part of the story is that they became friends when they were closer to adulthood, right? So those are like the things that I'm wondering how they're going to do. And I'm going to keep on taking notes about it. Like, will we see when the dog humps Alex's leg? Will we get to, like, will they show us that he sent a note when the dog died and how much that means to her, and that she kept it and she knows it by heart. She doesn't even have to read it. She knows every single word on that card. Will they show this, or are these the things that they are going to skip? Because in my mind, these are the heart, like that's the heart of the story. That's what building the story in the book. But it doesn't necessarily have to build a story in the movie. But yeah, I am going to come back and talk to you guys in a little bit. Maybe talk a little bit more about the book, what I think about it. Not right now, I don't really have that many feelings on what I think about it, because they just met again for the first time after not seeing each other for 2 years. We're in a present timeline. I'm about to start the chapter that is 10 summers ago. So I'm a little bit... There's so much that's going to happen. You know this is going to blow up and everything is hopefully going to be fine. But what do I know? I haven't read anything about it, so... Okay, so it is the next day. I have read 50% of the book. We're at the halfway point. So far, the story is very cute. Like, you get to see them kind of dance around whatever it is happened in Croatia, because that's kind of all I know right now, that something happened in Croatia, and they haven't really resolved it. They are hinting at the fact that he wanted, like, the white picket fence type of life and she didn't, and that's kind of what made them go their separate ways, but you don't really know because they haven't really talked about it. And I'm also interested to see if they're going to be able to portray Alex in the way that I feel that he is being portrayed in the book, and that is that, like, his sense of humor is kind of not dry necessarily, but he delivers it kind of monotone and dry. For instance, he says, "Giving high fives makes me feel like my insides have poison ivy." And I don't feel like that's gonna be funny unless he murmurs it like in the book, because it says he murmured, right? So I feel like he's accidentally funny. Like, he just says something that's in his brain and it just happens to be funny. And it says, "All I wanted for this trip was to be anywhere with you all day, or who cares about seeing Palm Springs when it's 100 degrees out, or I love you so much it sometimes hurts." How are they going to be able to show that on screen? I mean, to be fair, the book is usually always better, but you know, the book is usually always better. But I am excited to see that. And I have heard rumors that the ending is changed. So I might not even tell you what the ending is, because if the ending's changed from the book to the movie, that might be reason enough to kind of do both. But yeah, I am very excited though, because we are getting towards the wedding. The wedding is at the end of the holiday, right? And I have a feeling that things are going to blow up at the end of the holiday, and this thing's going to blow up at the wedding, because you do not want to ruin his brother's wedding. So many questions in so little time. I'm gonna crawl up under my heated blanket, which I got back because somebody stole it yesterday. No, they didn't steal it. They asked to borrow it. And I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read for a little bit before I get friends. So yeah, I am gonna keep on listening to the audiobook as well. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, I'm back on the floor because apparently I like the floor now. Who knew? I finished People We Meet on Vacation, and I have to be honest with you, it was okay. I mean, it's not my personal type of book. I thought whenever they got to the Croatia part, Croatia part. Oh, I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Whenever they got to that part, when they talked about what happened, when they talked about what happened when they kind of split the first time, when they stopped talking, I thought it was going to be more of a conversation. I thought it was going to be more present. I didn't really like that, they decided to be together without having a conversation about why they split the first time. And I felt like the conversation they had was very shallow. I wanted it to be a little bit more in depth. It was just literally him at the airport going, yeah, contact me when you know what you want, because apparently you don't know what you want this time either. And I get it. They have processed it over the last 2 years, but I haven't. So I don't know. Maybe I am just too used to the smutty romance books where they throw shit at the wall and declare their love while they playing hockey and scoring pucks. So at the end of the day, I gave it 3 stars. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I'm very happy that I read it before I'm going to watch the movie, especially since they say they changed the ending of the movie. But I think this is one of the books where I would have been okay just watching the movie, because it's not necessarily my type of book, and it's, my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. Now, I am going to watch this later today. I'm not going to watch it right now. I am going to watch it probably after the kids have gone to bed today, because did I put on a full face of makeup? Yes, I did. Am I going to go and have a root canal? Also, yes. So I need something to look forward to. So I'm going to go to the dentist and I'm going to go get snacks and everything that I'm probably not going to be able to eat because my face is going to be numb. But it's exciting. It's exciting times. It's exciting times. But yeah, I am excited to see what they've done with the movie. I am excited to see how they're going to portray Poppy and Alex, because I feel Alex is fantastic to read on paper, but in the movie, I think maybe he can get a little bit bland, a little bit boring, which is a theme through the movie, through the book, that he is afraid that Poppy is going to find him boring. But he can easily become boring if his sense of humor and the way he is around her doesn't really get portrayed. But they also need to portray the boring part to get it across. You know what I'm trying to mean, right? So we're going to watch it later today, and we're going to pray to the gods that it's a good one. Okay, I am back. Well, I've been back for a little while. I went to the dentist, like I told you guys I would, right? And I started a root canal, and now they finished the root canal, and apparently you're supposed to call someone when it hurts, because I have an infection, like way down. It hurts so badly. But she also had to finish the root canal, so she has been poking in the infected area as well. My life has been great today, I'm telling you. So I am hoping that this movie is gonna take my mind off of it. I have taken painkillers, I have taken my antibiotics, I have my heating blanket, and you guys can't see it, but my dog is down here cuddling with me as well. So we are ready to watch this movie, hopefully enjoy it, at least as much as I enjoyed the book or more. Here's hoping. So yeah, maybe it's just time to do what we do best, which is dim the lights. I love the actress who is playing Swapna. Love her. She is divine. She's everything. Maybe I should watch more than 4 minutes of the movie before I make up my mind.
I'm gonna ramble, you're warned, okay? First of all, I had to stop filming, recording, whatever you want to call it, and I had to stop watching the movie because I was in a shit ton of pain when the painkillers started to go out, and I'm better now. Thank you for asking. But it wasn't fun. I didn't have fun at all. And that had nothing to do with the movie. It had nothing to do with the book. It had everything to do with the dentist poking where I had an infection and then putting me on the most hefty antibiotics I've been on in a while. Let's just say if I have an infection anywhere in my body, I think that's going to get, I don't think I have it anymore. But yeah, I did sit down and I did watch the movie. I did start from where I stopped because I felt like I didn't feel like I missed anything, if that makes sense. Like I didn't fall asleep or anything. I just realized that I'm not having a good time because I'm in pain. So I stopped and I started it again. And now I finished. Now I finished. And I have my notes because apparently I like taking notes on my iPad now. That's like apparently the thing of the month. Next month it's probably going to be a book again, and it's probably going to be a new book because I'm going to feel like I can't keep on taking notes in my old book because I don't know where I'm at. It's ADHD for you. But yeah, one of the things like off the bat that I didn't really enjoy was the fact that I felt like they changed the car scene too much. Or maybe not enough. It's like one of the two. I wish when they decided to not do the car scene like fully how it is, that it would be changed more. And the fact that that's also where you learn that Alex has a girlfriend and the girlfriend is Sarah. And you know when you read the book that he meets Sarah later on and Poppy is kind of the one that pushes him to go after her. So knowing that Sarah is already in his life feels a little bit weird. And I'm not saying that a boy and a girl can become good friends and it not having to be anything. Like you can have a straight man in your life and be platonic friends. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying that if I had a boyfriend that all of a sudden became best friends with a girl that he started taking summer trips with, I would also be a little bit confused and not her biggest fan. If my husband now came and was like, oh, I met this fantastic girl, her name is so-and-so, and we're gonna go on a summer vacation together, I would be like, no, you're not. Go with your guy friends, go like the friends you've had forever. The girlfriends that he has from when he was a teenager that he is still friends with and talks with occasionally, completely fine because they've been there forever, you know? But if it was a new friend, I would be kind of like, am I supposed to be worried here? Am I supposed to be worried here? Like, can you tell me if I'm supposed to be worried here? It didn't really make sense, but that's movies for you. I also felt like these little weird things they do, like saying like theme matters and all of this stuff, didn't really get portrayed the way I think they wanted it to be. It's a tidbit for the people that have read the books and they're like, oh yeah, they're saying this and they're doing that. But if you haven't read the books, I don't think you would pick up on what's going on. And also the fact that Sarah says when she finally meets Poppy, because that takes many years in the movie. Well, it does in the books as well, but for different reasons. She's like, oh, it's so weird to not see Alex glued to his phone. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing in this relationship? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but okay. And I don't know if I just wasn't a fan of the movie and I kind of made it like I took it out on the lead actress, but I didn't feel like she portrayed Poppy that well, maybe because I felt like they were trying to separate past Poppy by making past Poppy whimsical and fun and a little bit out there and like big movements and like kind of portraying her as young in that sense. And when you're following the present timeline, she's kind of more reserved and not as crazy, even though, you know, she dances in the airport and does all of that stuff. She was still a little bit more reserved. And I think it would be better if she was just as whimsical, because that's what she is in the book, right? She's just as whimsical when she's an adult. So yeah, and it might be because it was around the time I turned it off way before because the Tinder scene happens very late. I didn't really like that they didn't include the Tinder scene because in my mind, the Tinder scene in the book is the breaking point where both of them kind of go, wait, are you into me or were you into me? Like what's where we're at, you know? Are you done with me or would you do it now, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think the movie is a cute rom-com if you haven't read the book. And if you read the book a while ago, I think it would be fun to watch, just because they have these tidbits, right? Like theme matters, and you get to hear all of these like whimsical things they've put in there because it's things you know from the book. But if you just read the book, I wouldn't recommend watching the movie straight away, because with the book so fresh in my mind, there was a lot of things lacking that I felt was maybe important. And that's kind of my 2 cents. To be fair, if you've only watched the movie, I would highly recommend going back and reading the book if that's what you're considering, because the book got so much better after I've watched the movie. And the fact that there is so much stuff missing, there is some vacations missing, the timeline is a little bit different. I feel like, I mean, the book always gives more context, right? So if you're thinking about doing that, please do. I've gave it 3 stars. But if I didn't do that before I watched the movie, I mean, I would bump the book up, because the movie made the book so much better, in my humble opinion. But yeah, now I know there's 2 more books by her that is getting turned into movies. I might do one of them, if you guys are interested, the other way around, where I watch the movie and then read the books. The book, not the books, because I'm yeah, you know what I'm trying to mean. I'm going to watch the movie, then read the book, and see if that makes any difference. Or maybe I'll try and read one of them now and then compare later, but I probably won't remember anything, so that will make the movie better. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Oh my god, I keep on hitting you. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. I would love if you guys left a comment if you read the book, watched the movie, one of them or both, so we can chat about it. I do my best to try and reply to the people that are nice enough to leave comments. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me, and have an amazing day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will hopefully get to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.